Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Monster vs. Monster here on the D&D CR Exposed YouTube channel. It has been a long one, folks, and quite some time since we've had this going. Life just kind of gets in the way with sudden occurrences, things happening with your vehicle, and then a national holiday. So unfortunately, I had to take a little bit of a break over the last 3 weeks, but I am rejuvenated and ready to go with this next round of Monster vs. Monster, which sadly should have happened 3 weeks ago. And as you'll see in the top of the screen up here, there's a new banner that is just kind of scrolling some information, and you all at home watching this live can influence the game in between rounds. Now, every time there is a like on the channel, which I will check in between rounds to see where we are at, that will influence the percentage of something happening rather than just being a flat percentile that increases over each round. So now the more likes this video gets during the live stream, the more likely a third option will come in and just wreak havoc. What is that third option going to be? I don't know. If you throw likes on the channel, we might find out what happens. So there is my, kind of dubious plan of increasing likes on the channel. I hope you like it. But in any event, let's get into this and see what is going on with our story here. Why do we have Merrow hunting down and fighting pirates, or is it the other way around? Who really knows here? Maybe the pirates had done something during their expedition out in the oceans and had encountered Merrow, or someone that, was using the Merrow with them and decided, hey, these guys need to get got because they just screwed with us, and, you don't screw with the people, the denizens of the ocean here. So for whatever reason, when the pirates finally made landfall, as we can see here on this floating island that was graciously created by Peku, we'll see how this battle works out. And we have 3 rather big boy Merrows at a total of CR6 for our 3 Merrows versus 5 pirates here. We've got a pirate captain, the first hand, a deck wizard, and then just to fill everything out, we've got ourselves some mercenary types of a pirate Bugbear and a pirate Tabaxi Hunter. So we didn't have quite a full hand of just official pirates. And, maybe after this, I'll start throwing up some, pirate monster Custom Monster Mondays and have some new pirates to add into the game. Who knows? Anyways, let me go ahead and say hello to everyone here that's live with us right now. We've got the Hair Doctor, as always. Thank you so much. Ian Revick, Lucan, and Evil Lord Gravy, or ELG as I like to call him. Thank you all so much for jumping back in here. And I already see we've got 4 likes, so that's already going to help influence whether or not, the third party shows up here. So, with that little bit of backstory out of the way, and, whatever else I was saying, there's another feature here. I took some time, thanks to investigating the Pathfinder games that I've been playing. Now, if we look here, there's some slight 3D effects. So, wait, what did I do here? Come on. Check this out. Oh, that's right. That's the problem. Everyone's getting moved. Okay. If I click on the Mad Eyes Harley here, the first hand, 3D effects. Look, he's underneath the tree now, and he even goes underneath the building. Ooh, 3D effects. It's so cool. Anyways, let us go ahead and take a look at who is on our sides here now that I've had to, unfortunately, get rid of the little pop-out combat tracker. For our Merrows, we have Aberforth, Morwenna, and Tridenton. Those are our 3 Merrows at CR2 each. They are exactly the same, so they are all... We'll take a look at one when they come up in the initiative tracker and see what we got going on here. And then we have Blagden Cruelty Gotham, our Bugbear. We also have Sleeps and Fish, our Tabaxi Hunter. Then we also have Tyra Whale-Eye Hilden, the Deck Wizard. And then we also have Pearson Mad Eyes Harley, our first mate. And then Captain Thorley the Banished. Maybe that will give you some information on why these guys are here, or maybe this is their, village away from things. But for whatever reason is going on here, we have ourselves 5 pirates versus 3 CR2 Merrows. And then everyone else is CR1 or somewhere thereabouts. Our Captain Pirate is CR2, so that gives us the 2. And then the other pirates are CR1s. So we have ourselves a nice even CR6 here, and we'll see how that plays out. Okay, let's see here. Evil Lord Gravy said, oh wow, Cruelty is my middle name too. All right, now that we have all this information out of the way, let's jump into our first round of combat here, rolling initiative. Okay, here come the D20s, And we have a whole bunch of D20s coming in, and that gives us Tyra, Whale-Eye, Hilton going first, our deck wizard, followed up by our first mate, Pearson, the captain, then Tridenton, the Bugbear, Sleeps and Fishes, and then Aberforth and Morwenna. Now, the idea is that these three Merrows have surfaced right here, and they are now looking to see where everything is, and they are starting to coordinate their attacks, and we'll go from there. So we're going to have a little bit of a split screen going on here. All right, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and begin combat officially. All right, Tyra, Whale-Eye, Hildum is up first, and let's take a look at their spell book to see what we're getting ourselves into. First of all, we have ourselves a quarterstaff, sea legs, which means they are unable, or they have resistances and whatnot, advantage to being knocked prone, probably won't really matter here, and then spell casting as well. We also have no extra special effects here going on, so this is a pretty straightforward character. And let's see here, just in case it matters, how deep is the water here? Oh, the water's pretty deep. You know, it will be within reasonable, like probably somewhere between 5 to 6 feet deep. So you could definitely have someone drop down and have to swim, hence the boats here, but they were still able to build on it. So we do have ourselves some pylons or whatever they're going to call them for the pier, this makeshift pier for this floating city, or the city itself is just kind of floating. Who knows? In any event, the water is deep enough for the Merrow to swim up on and then probably swim away. So any of the darker blue areas are definitely going to be deeper reaches of water like we have over here. We'll definitely have some more deep water for fishing and whatnot. And then as we get closer to over here, this is probably closer to inland, but not exactly on inland. So there might be some low tides and whatnot. But yes, it's deep enough. In theory, you would think that all the pirates know how to swim for sure. Hair Doctor was spot on. Yes. All right. So, what is Tyra, Whale-Eye, Hilden going to get themselves into here with it being a deck wizard? So for our spellbook, we have Friends, Mage Hand, Prestidigitation, doesn't really matter here. Frail Frost, which will be helpful. Disguise Self, Fog Cloud, Mage Armor, Witch Bolt, which they already have their Fog Cloud on. They already have their Mage Armor on already. They have Witch Bolt, which if you've been watching any of Pack Tactics videos, Witch Bolt is just a horrible spell basically to use, so we will probably be ignoring that as much as possible unless we absolutely need to use it. Then we have Gust of Wind, Melf's Acid Armor, and Misty Step, which will definitely come in handy. Melf's Acid Arrow could be a good way to start this off while keeping the last two Misty Steps up. So with that, and our mage here being first to go, we're going to go ahead and move up 10 feet to the edge, seeing that the Merrows are here, and go ahead and target our first Merrow with, we'll go ahead and try out that Melf's Acid Arrow to see what happens here. So let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit to get closer to the combat here and fire off one of these acid arrows. Hopefully there is some, just to be doubly sure here, I want to make sure this thing has an actual... Oh, good. It does have a global match. Perfect. So we will actually have a spell effect. Otherwise, I probably would have had to do something real quick. All right. Acid arrow away. All right. So that's going to be a base 12 to hit. Total of 17, which does hit Aberforth. And I didn't see any spell effects. I hope you guys saw something there. And we have, let's see here, 4.44 immediate and then 2d4 at the end of the turn. So the end of the turn will be an additional 4 points. I'm just going to go and use all of it now. I'm not really too worried about it. Aberforth is hit for the 14 points of damage, and that is it. So there we go. Just to double check on that spell real quick. Let's take a look at it because I haven't used Melf's Acid Arrow all that much. Green Arrow streaks forth, make a ranged spell attack, which we did. 4d4 Acid Arrow immediate, and then 2d4 acid damage at the end of its turn. All right, so that doesn't matter. I'm not going to worry about ticking off the damage later on. On a miss, the arrow splashes the target with acid for half as much of the initial damage and no damage at the end of the turn. Okay. So let's see here. ELG says you'd hope all of the mariners would have the mariner fighting style. You'd think so, right? I know this isn't actually a rule, but magical lightning plus water sounds like a great idea. I really wish he had it. It's a shame he doesn't have lightning bolt. It would be kind of fun to shock the rest with that. All right, so that is Tyra's turn. So far, we've gone ahead and moved 10 feet. We've done a an action to cast the spell, and then we're going to go ahead and finish off the move to get as far away as possible. So let's go ahead and move 20 feet over there, finishing off the turn. We do have a bonus action, but I'm going to save those for just in case. So Tyra here is a little split off from the rest of the group. Maybe they were looking for, spell components or something, so that's why they were over there. So that ends Tyra's turn, and up next we have Pearson, Mad Eyes, Harley going up next. Unfortunately, I had already looked at our first mate here, and they only have a longsword and a multi-attack, plus sea legs and chainmail, so they can't really do anything else at the moment. They're going to go ahead and move up a wee bit, and then go in for a ready action. So if any of the Merrows come close to them, they're going to go ahead and go in for an attack with their reaction. So we're going to go ahead and do the ready action on them, and that will be the end of their turn, for the time being anyways. Oh, thank you, Hair Doctor. I didn't get a chance to see it. It went so quick. I was looking at other things. All right, next is Captain Thorley the Banished, and he makes a call to the other ones to alert them. Obviously, everyone has seen things that are going on at the moment. So let's take a look at what our captain here has for features and whatnot. We don't have anything special for legendary actions or anything. We do have a hand crossbow, which is handy. We have a longsword, a multi-attack of, let's see here, 2 attacks, one with a hand crossbow and one with a longsword. Then we also have Shape Up, you dogs! Whenever a friendly creature within 30 feet of the captain that can hear it misses with an attack, the captain can yell Peerless Threats to allow that creature to re-roll the attack. Peerless Threats. That's really funny. But it's also a reaction, so that's good to have. Then we have Flourish. The captain adds its charisma modifier to the damage rolls for its longsword attack, which is kind of handy. Sea legs and studded leather armor. So we will go ahead and come on over to here and also make an attack with the hand crossbow. Now I know it's a little bit of a stretch, but might as well get some attack damage in and see how this goes. So hand crossbow away. And that's going to be... Why did it roll? Oh, yeah, because it rolled at low. All right, so that's a base 12 to hit and totally misses. And I updated the MIDI QOL file, so thankfully it's no longer rolling damage whenever I miss. I was really getting annoyed by that. Got that fixed. Okay, so Captain Thorley unfortunately misses with their hand crossbow and ends the turn, we'll say, a little bit back, staying away from the edge since they're not ready to make a full attack, unlike Pearson over here. Up next is Tritonton. And Tritonton, our Merrow here, let's take a look at their skill sheets. We have no legendary actions or anything of the such like that. We have a Bite, Claws, Harpoon, Melee, or Harpoon Ranged, Multi-Attack. Merrows can take 2 actions, one with its bite, or excuse me, 2 attacks, one with its bite and one with its claws or harpoon. So we have a bite and then a claw or harpoon attack. So obviously we'll be doing harpoon attack. And then we have Amphibious. Merrow can breathe air and water. So that's all of our Merrows there. Well, considering how close this Merrow is here, he's going to go ahead and head on up to try and climb up, which, only probably 5 feet or so. Or not, excuse me, only like a foot. So it's an easy climb up over to here. And we will go ahead and see what happens. Might as well get them into the attack. So yes, that'll be enough to climb up onto deck. And as you can see here, they are partially covered by the trees and goes in for an attack on Mad Eyes, who gets a reaction since they were set up for that. So he's going to go ahead and get the reaction of the longsword attack in. And that's going to be, unfortunately, a base 3, total of 7, and misses Tritonton with their reaction attack, sadly. So that takes care of their reaction, excuse me. And we go on to Tritonton, who's going to go in for a bite and then a spear attack. So the first attack here on Mad Eyes is going to be a bite, and that's going to be a base 8, total 15, misses Pearson. And then we go in for the melee spear attack. And that's going to be a base 14, definitely hits with a total of 20. We got ourselves a dirty 20 for 11 points of damage, almost wounding Mad Eyes here in one hit. That's really shocking. Or is it? In any event, that is Tritonton's turn, and we move on to Blagdin Cruelty Gotham down here, our Bugbear. Now, what is our Bugbear going to do? We have our features of a Morningstar and a Javelin thrown or attacked. How many Javelins does the Bugbear have? Enough. There's nothing here that specifies how many they have, so I'm going to say they have a whole bunch. They also have the Brute ability, so melee weapon deals 1 more extra damage, and they also have surprise attack, which thankfully we will actually get to use for the rest of the combat. We get 1 shot at this. So if the Bugbear surprises a creature and hits it with an attack during the first round of combat, We'll say sure, just because you hardly ever get surprise attack out, they'll be able to do some damage. So we'll go ahead and rush on over 25 feet and goes in to chuck a spear, or a javelin, excuse me, at Marwena here, who hasn't had a chance to go just yet. All right, so let me fix that up here. Cruelty goes, and we're going to go ahead and throw ourselves a javelin. We got the ranged javelin. Perfect. All right, going in for that javelin toss. Base 15, total of 19 to hit, and that's going to be 12 points of piercing damage. So let's take a look at what we got here. We have 2d6 piercing and an extra 1d6 piercing. So did that come from the surprise attack? No, it did not, because that was just the total. Oh, no. Oh, I see. All right, so we have to back up because it was either melee or... Wait. Piercing damage in melee or 1d6. Oh, okay. Yeah, we got to back off and take care... subtract 4 here, it looks like. Why is it... Oh, yeah. Okay. So we got to literally have this damage. Okay. So annoying. All right, so let's redo the damage, and we will take half of that and apply it to Marwena. There we go. Let's see here. I think this... Oh, you're right, ELG. The missed attack could trigger you, dog. Yes, it could. Okay, so we will go ahead and do a quick roll again for that. Thanks to me totally ignoring that. That's why I'm so grateful everyone's here to help me in live stream. We will definitely go back and take a moment off of Blagden's turn and go for that extra roll here for the longsword attack. Okay, go ahead and take care of that. And with the thing there, oh, it does hit. Excellent. Thank you so much, ELG. And that's going to be a total of 16 to hit with 6 points of damage. And then the longsword has a saving throw. Why in the world does the longsword have a saving throw on it? Let's see here. If the target is a creature, the first mate can choose to deal no damage with the attack to disarm the target. The target must succeed on a strength saving throw or drop one of its items it's holding in its hand to the ground. Okay, so that's what that's about. All right, so yes, the total Triton succeeds and probably wouldn't have bothered with that anyways. So we're going to go ahead and just do the full damage here. All right, I reverted the damage, so that's that. And we'll just go ahead and make the attack for the 6 points of damage. There's really almost no point in disarming anyone. It just doesn't work. It doesn't really matter. All right, so thanks to ELG reminding me about the captain's ability of, what was it called again? Shape up your dog. It definitely worked with the reaction. So our reaction's been used, and I will just go ahead and mark that. There we go. All right, so shape up your dog has been used. Perfect. So we'll go back to here, and we will go ahead and add in the extra 2d6 from the surprise attack. So go ahead and roll that out, and an additional 10 points of damage to Marwena for the surprise attack from Blagden here. All right. They have 5 more feet of movement, so they're going to go ahead and back up, and we get that 3D effect, like 2.5D effect, which is pretty cool. And end his turn. Up last for our pirates is Sleeps in Fish, our Tabaxi Hunter here. And our Tabaxi Hunter has the features of claws, short bow, and a short sword. A multi-attack. The Tabaxi can make 2 attacks with its claws, its short sword, or its short bow. So why not just say 2 attacks? We also have feline agility. When the Tabaxi moves on its turn in combat, it can double its speed until the end of the turn. Once it uses its ability, the Tabaxi can't use it again until it moves 0 feet in 1 turn. So, you know, when the cats freak out in your house and then all of a sudden just don't move for a little while, that's their feline agility. So we will go ahead and have our Sleeps in Fish go ahead and draw their short bow out and make 2 attacks on Marwena, focus firing on the one that Blagden hit. And he looks over and grunts at Sleeps in Fish. He's like, yes, hit that one. And they go in for 2 short bow attacks. All right, attack number 1 is going to be a base 3, which unfortunately misses with a total of 8. And then the second short bow attack is going to be a base 10, total of 15, hits Marwena for 9 points of piercing damage. And Sleeps in Fish will go ahead and back up a little bit, considering they are a cat. They definitely don't like the water and will want to be as far away as possible, leaving the Bugbear, who's probably a little stinky, to possibly take a bath if that's what they're after. So let's see here. How smart are the Merrow? The Merrow have, yes, Lucan got it right. With an intelligence of 8, they have very basic attack pattern. So they are really only going to do whatever they were told to do. Feeding frenzy for sure. Let's see here. Just want to double check some stuff. What is the claw? Is there anything special with the claws? I don't think so. No, there's nothing special with either of those attacks. Just wanted to make sure. So if there were piranhas around, that could be bad. Or, what were the ones... What are the fish people there? The Sahuagin that have the, yeah, I think it's the Sahuagin that have that blood frenzy ability. Okay, maybe it means it has to use the same weapon twice for its multi-attack. Oh, yeah, definitely Lucan. The Merrow should totally drag them in with a harpoon attack. I will keep that in mind. Okay, up next is Aberforth, who has not yet bloodied, but Morwenna is bloodied. Aberforth is going after our mage for some reason. Now, let's take a look at their movement here. Excuse me. They have 40 feet swim and 10 feet on land. So we're going to go ahead and take one section to swim on over here. So let's see here. Perfect. 40 feet. We're going to go ahead and swim on over through the boats here to 40 feet next to the dock. And let's take a look at our weapons here. We do have that harpoon. And the harpoon, if the target is a huge or smaller creature, it must succeed on a strength test or be pulled 20 feet. Oh, well then, let's go ahead and back that up just a little bit, just like you were saying there. Let's see here. What's the range? 20? Okay. Yeah, they were definitely going to back up just a wee bit. 25. Enough to soak them. There we go. Going in for the attack, and we will go ahead and do a ranged harpoon attack to try and pull them in. Yeah, put that mage in the drink. Okay, so our... Oh, gonna have to pull it in from here. We're gonna go ahead and roll our ranged harpoon attack. That's going to be a total of 10 base, total of 16, 13 points of damage to Tyra, our deck wizard here, and they take 13 points of damage. Now, again, now that they've been hit, the creature is huge or smaller, obviously, and must succeed on a strength contest against the Merrow. Okay, or be pulled forward. So let's go ahead and do ourselves an athletics strength contest here. So we have our athletics for our Merrow with a 2 for a total of 6, and then athletics here is going to be base 4 for a total of 4. Oh, just barely. Aberforth is able to pull our wizard into the water, dropping them down and making things rather difficult. But now that the wizard has been harpooned, maybe this was their target all along. Yes, definitely a scorpion get over here moment from Mortal Kombat. I wish I had that lined up. That would have been really great. That's a soundboard item. Hilarious. All right, that is Aberforth's turn. They've gone ahead and pulled in the deck wizard into the water. Let's move on to Morwenna now and see what they're going to do. Well, obviously, they're going to do the same here and go in for an attack on Blagden Cruelty Gotham and go in for the harpoon attack as well. So let's go ahead and bring that up. We'll do a harpoon attack. That's going to be a base 14 total. I mean, look at that ridiculous thing. That's so silly. Total dirty 20 here for 12 points of damage, and Gotham has to make himself a athletics check as well. So we're going to go ahead and start with the Morwenna's athletics check. Base 8, total of 12. And then Blagden here is going to go in with a +2 athletics check. Base 13, total of 15, and avoids being pulled into the water. Morwenna, obviously, not being able to pull at her their full strength, is not able to get Blagden into the water due to already being bloodied. All right. Just to double check something here. Their attributes, wisdom is a 10. Okay, so they'll know when to run. They have some self-preservation here. So, we are at the bottom of round 1, and now, because of what I had suggested, we have ourselves a D100 check to roll. And since there are 4 likes on the channel so far for this live stream here, we will go ahead and apply that 4 to the first round of checks here. So, we're going to roll a D100, and if we have ourselves a 96, 7, 8, 9, 97 to 100, our third party may come in and do something here. So 97 to 100 is third party coming in. All right, let's go ahead and roll that D100. And we have ourselves, a 5. Had I gone the other way, that could have been really close as well. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that would have been so close on the other end. Let's see here. The Merrow can bite and harpoon, a part of their multi-attack. Oh, yeah, right. Shred the Wizard. Okay, so I totally forgot about the multi-attack there. And then I go ahead and go in for that bite attack on Tyra here. But maybe that's not exactly their goal here. Maybe they want to drag them back. Well, they're going to die anyways without water breathing. So maybe they're just after the bodies. Sure, we'll go ahead for another attack. Okay. Before we finish off round 1 here, I got to finish up that attack and go in for the bite. Bite attack on Whale Eyes, and that's going to be a base 10, total of 16, dealing 11 more points of damage. And Whale Eyes, our deck wizard, is in some rough shape here. Okay, let's see here. ELG says the Merrow may be able to impose disadvantage on the enemy's ranged weapon attacks by lurking underneath the water. That's true. We could potentially do that as well. Okay. That's the end of round 1. We have nothing to do with our third party that may stop in due to 4 likes on the video. And we go to the top of round 2 with Tyra, Whale Eyes, Hildum, who is in some rough shape here. But luckily, they do have Misty Step. So we're going to go ahead and use our Misty Step to get out of the water as a bonus action. And we will do that. So our Misty Step is going to allow us, what is that, 30 feet of movement? Yes, 30 feet of movement. So we'll go ahead and... Oh, look at that. There's a little pulsating line I totally didn't even see. So he's going to pop on over here for his 30 feet of movement. And then, let's see here. What are we going to do for our main action? Well, we've already cast a spell, a bonus action spell, so we can't do a level 1 spell. So we'll go ahead and hit Aberforth with a Ray of Frost. Okay. So that's going to be their action here. Casting Ray of Frost. Oh, we've got ourselves a natural 20 here. For a total of 25 to hit, dealing 12 points of damage, critically hitting Aberforth, bloodying them, and freezing them, so they are now unable to move their full complement and can only move 30 feet on their next round. Yeah, that's true. They wouldn't be able to, but because of Misty Step... Well, let me see here. What is Misty Step? Oh, verbal. Well, wasn't necessarily pulled underneath, so we could consider that, you know, they were right on the surface of the water so far, so they haven't gone and weren't able, you know, haven't been pulled down below. So I think for the time being, Tyra's going to go ahead and back up using their movement to get as far away as possible. So we'll go ahead and throw Tyra here under the roof of this particular building, getting basically as far away as possible, and we will move on to our Pearson here, our first mate. I gotta get rid of that pulsing thing there. Where's the... Oh, goodness. How is that written onto the game? Right, well, I guess that's just... Oh! Look at that! I didn't realize I could just click. Oh. Alright, next time I will do that. Oh, that was really cool. Oh, well. Alright, so now that that's all taken care of, we will go ahead and move on to Pearson, who is going to, you know, a little hurt and worse for the wear, but is going to go ahead and attack Trident here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and make that attack. What do we have here for features? Multi-attack, right. 2 with its longsword. So we're not going to worry about the disarming. It's kind of quasi-pointless, although it could bounce off and fall off to the water. So we'll see how this goes. We'll go ahead and make the first attack and decide. Alright, first attack on Tridenton is a base 15, total of 19 to hit, which does indeed hit. And then we have the, yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and go with the fail. Disarming, so we'll do no damage, but we are disarming this Merrow here, and they drop their spear off and into the water, which just quickly sinks into the waters below. This will require some movement from our Merrow, who's climbed up on deck, and then goes in for a second attack. Alright, second attack with the longsword. Oof, critical fail. Badly misses Tridenton and is, you know, I guess shocked that the disarm worked, but was unable to do any kind of damage, sadly. And they're going to hold their ground while they wait for the captain to come in. Germinator, hey buddy, thanks for joining up. Check out the banner up top and just so you know what's going on here. Shamelessly plugging my video for likes. Alright, so that's the end of Pearson's turn on round 2, and we move on to Captain Thorley. Oh, right. No. Captain Thurley now gets the reaction back. So we will go ahead and have Captain Thurley move on up to here and goes in for 2 attacks on the Tritonton as well. Actually, let's back that up real quick. Before they go in for the attack, we'll go ahead and make that hand crossbow attack, since they are at, you know, close enough range here. So 2 attacks, 1 with the hand crossbow and 1 with the long sword. We'll go ahead and make that hand crossbow attack. That will be a base 12, total of 16, hits Tritonton for 5 piercing damage, and then runs up for the longsword attack. Okay, longsword attack. Away, base 11, total of 16 again. That's another hit, and deals 10 more points of damage to Tritonton, who is now bloodied. Yes, unfortunately, your dog couldn't trigger the first time because we used it already on Pearson, and now we can use it now that the reaction has refreshed, because it's unfortunately... Oh. One of 2 reactions. Why is it limited? Hold on, I gotta double check something real quick. I'm looking up the pirate captain to see it just a little bit differently on the side here. Oh, it's 2 per day. Okay, yeah, we'll go in and go ahead and use that since it was already a missed attack. So we'll do that. Oh, it's still a reaction though, isn't it? Let's see here. Yes, it's a reaction, so he still can't use it. So he'll be able to use it now that his reaction is refreshed. Okay, there we go. Do the constant emotes amount to much? Like in chat? Yes. Yeah, thank you. Oh, we're up to 7 likes? Oh, wow, I didn't realize we had 7 likes. Awesome. So that's good to know. Okay, excellent. Now the chances of the third party coming in are even higher. Okay. Let's see here. Yes, so now that we got everything sorted out here, the captain goes ahead and deals 17 total points of damage with the hand crossbow and the longsword. We will move on to Tritonton, who is in a bloodied state, but the odds are still roughly even though all of them are bloodied at the moment. We haven't hit round 3 yet, which is probably when they would like to begin to run. He is outnumbered, though. He's not smart enough to disengage. The intelligence is too low. So they don't know really about proper tactics. So if he was going to run, he would do it now by trying to avoid... he's not flanked, though. So he's still in an okay position. He just lost his trident. Or the harpoon. So I suppose he's going to go in and... He's going to make a couple attacks here. And he's going to attempt, instead of attacking, he's going to try and grab the captain. Maybe that was the target all along. So he's going to go ahead and go for two chances to grab here. So we will just do, let's see here. We'll do an athletics check similar to the attack roll against the DC here. So that's a base 16, total of 20. And captain's AC is a 14. So yes, that will definitely work. Anyone see my confetti? Oh, that's what you mean. So Tritonton goes ahead and grabs the captain and jumps into the water, having the captain grabbed. So that's going to be half movement since the captain is fighting with him. So that's going to move that into, let's see here, 5 feet down into the water and then 15 feet to swim. So we're going to go ahead and do something like this. And as the Tritonton runs off, Mad Eyes is going to go ahead and make a reaction attack. For an attack of opportunity, that's a base 9, total 13 to hit, 10 more points of damage. We're going to ignore those results here and deal full damage, which I don't think we dealt full damage before. Let's see here, so minus 10 there. And then I have to double check the original Harley Longsword damage. Double checking real quick here. So the first one was the disarm, so we should have reverted that. Oops. Oh, man, it reverted all the damage, of course. All right, so let's just go back through all this real quick. So the first one was... Let's see here. So the first longsword was a disarm. Then we missed with the second one. So then the hand crossbow goes in. We will go ahead and apply that damage. Then the longsword dealt that. Okay. And then the reaction attack. So that should be... good. Oh. We'll do another 5 here. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so everything was good on Merrow. And the Tritonton with Captain swims off. So we're going to drop down, we'll say drops into the water here, grabbing the captain, and starts to swim off 15 feet. Let's see here. Pushing the captain along with him. All right, so there we go. All right. Yeah, banished to the deep. Yeah, exactly. That's what's kind of happening here. They grab the captain, and now it's time for the pirates to help him out. So he's kind of calling out for help as Tridenton has grabbed and brought him into the water. All right, next is Blagden Cruelty Gotham, and seeing that the captain has been grabbed, he's going to go ahead and rush up 30 feet as far as he can go. So we'll say that's about as far as he can go in one action. And could he even possibly make it with the attack with the javelin here? How many does he have for javelins? You know, enough javelins. Oh, just shy of actual range. So he's going to go ahead and toss out the javelin just on the off chance he actually hits and goes in for a javelin attack against Tridenton here. So that's a base 14, total of 18, and does hit at long range, killing Tridenton. Our first Merrow has been defeated by our Bugbear Savage here. Although I got to double check some things here. Actually, we got to see something. Okay, let's double check. Let's revert that damage real quick. Okay. Piercing damage in melee or 1d6 piercing damage at ranged. Okay, so we have to do the 1d6. So that's going to be, oof. You know what? All this rolling here. I'm going to take the 6. I'm taking the 6 plus 2. I'm doing 7 points of damage. Alright, doesn't kill the Merrow, but does a good job of bloodying it. That was a yeet. Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, doesn't kill it because of the way this silly Bugbear's rolls are going here. Really got to fix that. Okay, so that is Blagden's turn as he rushes off to try and help the captain. And then up next we have Sleeps in Fish, our Tabaxi Hunter here. And the Tabaxi is going to do the same here, rushing up 30 feet to get as close as possible. And then takes 2 shots at Tridenton to help with the captain. Alright, with the short bow, attack number 1. That's going to be a base 17, total of 22, and that does finish off Tridenton with 7 points of damage. And the Merrow is officially defeated at the towards the end of round 2 here. Alright, so let's see here. That's Tridenton. And for some reason that didn't trigger, probably because I had to update that. There we go. Tridenton is now officially dead on the combat tracker. Turns, pivots on his heels, and then Sleeps in Fish targets Marwena here as well, with the second of 2 short bow attacks. That's going to be a base 16, total of 21 to hit, and that is 9 more points of piercing damage to Marwena. No, the zoomies have not activated just yet, but we may see that soon enough if they have to really get around this board, because that's a long way to go. Or a long way to go down here. It's a really interesting map, and I have to really applaud Che and Peku for this map. This is fantastic. I love it. All right, no zoomies just yet, Hair Doctor, sadly. That is Sleeps in Fish's turn, unfortunately, or fortunately, defending the captain. And we move on to Aberforth here, who is bloodied and now in a questionable state here. They do know when to leave. They are at the bottom of the round, and his target is partially defeated here. The problem is how is he going to get to him? He's down to 30 feet of movement here, as we can see by this. Can't even move on land because of the freezing factor. So we can only move 30 feet up. And I guess we will go ahead and move 20 feet up to here and toss another harpoon to see if he can get our mage a little closer. So with that, we're going to go ahead and make it a harpoon toss. Toss the harpoon out, and that's going to be, looks like a base 5, and misses our deck wizard here. And unfortunately is unable to do anything. Frustrated, he swims back in the last 10 feet that he can go, and that is Aberforth's turn, unfortunately. Alright, last to go is Marwena here at the end of round 2. We do see that the captain is in the water, kind of flailing about a little bit, and rushes up to gather their prize, now that Tridenton unfortunately has been defeated. Swims up 35 feet to grab the captain, goes in for an attack. We'll do the whole strength athletics check as the attack. And with a +4 to hit, that's going to be a total of 18 against the captain's 14 AC and does indeed grab down to Captain Thorley the Banished here. And then can't move any further because they only had 5 feet left anyways. Alright, let's see here. ELG says, all I'm gathering from this is that fluffy animal people make for good pirates. Yeah, it really seems to be that way with our Bugbear and the Tabaxi. 2 for 2 on the long-range trident lobs. Unfortunately, no. Alright, so that is Marwena's turn. They've gone ahead and grabbed the captain who has been grappled. Actually, I should be... Yeah, let me throw on the grappled here. Just so we know. Alright. There we go. And that is the end of round 2. And checking on our like situation for the video, we are down or up to 7 likes for the live stream here. And as a reminder for anyone that's watching this as a video on demand later on, thank you all so much for watching it. But if you join the live stream, your likes can influence what I'm about to do here. So now we're looking for, let's see here, what would that be? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 94 to 100. If we roll a 94 to 100, our third party will come in and really mess some things up. And oh, if we had rolled if we had gone the other way with 0 to a 7 or 1 to a 7, we would have seen something happen here because we rolled a 5 last time and now we've rolled a 2 here. And unfortunately, nothing happened. Oh, we're up to 8. Oh, it hasn't updated to 8 likes yet. But unfortunately, I was going with the high numbers and not the low numbers. We'll have to do some more of this workshopping here. So maybe we'll decide, like, you guys in the live stream can help me decide. Do we go low or do we go high next time? So start working that out. You guys, yeah, we'll have to do some more polls or something. Plus 5 foot to thrown weapons? Yeah, Germinator, I really think they probably should have that. I mean, considering their long range, but weirdly enough, these long-armed boys don't really have that ability, I think. Yeah, their reach is only 5 feet. It's not like the other Bugbears that have the 10-foot range like the players do. It's really strange. Okay, that is the end of round 2. And unfortunately, with our 8 likes on the video, we still don't have our little adventure here happening here. All right, so moving on. We go to the top of round 3, and our deck wizard is up next, and they're going to go ahead and move over. Let's see here. What are they going to do? They heard the call that the captain's in trouble, so he's going to go ahead and rush up 5 feet. Oh, give me 2 seconds, folks. I have to check something real quick. Let me mute some stuff real fast. Okay, I'm back. Had to diagnose some technical stuff here at the house. We had a fluorescent light that blew, and I had to check to see what was wrong with it. Okay, so where were we? Back to the top here. All right, so our mage is going to rush on up, and let's see here. What am I doing? Why am I drawing? That's what I wanted. There we go. All right, rushes up 25 feet to here, and another 30 feet to here. That's as far as they can go there, and I guess we will do another, we're going to do another Misty Step to try and get to a better view here. So, let's go ahead and Misty Step the proper way. We'll go ahead and do that bonus action to one more time Misty Step, and we can Misty Step as far as, looks like, right here. There we go. Awesome spell effects. Okay, one more moment here, folks. Okay. So, that was our Misty Step, getting further away from Aberforth, our Merrow over here, and we'll go in to make an attack to try and help the captain out. You know, all hands on deck, really. Or however you want to say it. So, another Ray of Frost against Marwena. Oh, another natural 20 from our mage here. This is obscene. And sadly, we only have 7 points of cold damage. But that does slow down Marwena. Ooh, excuse me. Stretched out the throat there a little bit. No Merrow priests. I was only doing... let's see here. What was I doing for Merrows? That might have been too high on the... too high on the CR scale, possibly. The Shallow Priest is a challenge rating 4. Yeah, I think the problem here was that the pirates were so low that I'd have like this crazy number of differences here. So I couldn't really do that. Yeah, exactly. 3 verse 4 and not 2 verse 4 exactly. Okay, so with that hit and our mage critically hitting once again with the Ray of Frost, Marwena is in a critical state here and almost about to die. That is the end of Tyra's turn, and we move on to Pearson, Mad Eyes, Harley. And Mad Eyes is going to go ahead and... what are we going to do here? Ignore that one for now. He's going to mad dash out and jump. Let's see here. We're going to jump into the water to try and attack Marwena here. So, yep, and just yeets himself off the deck into the water, splashing down and going in for an attack on Marwena to help out the captain. Alright, so 2 longsword attacks. That's going to be a base 5. Oof, definitely misses on that first attack, obviously trying to get their footing, and goes in for the second attack. That's going to be another base 7 for, well, not another, but a base 7 for a total of 11, and misses Marwena once again. Sadly, they are in the water. Alright, up next is Captain Thorley, who's going to go ahead and, let's see here. Loading up, not bothering with the hand crossbow because they haven't had a chance to load it up. That would probably take an action or so to do that, so it's pointless to do it unless they have a free hand. Let me see something real quick here. I forget the rules on the hand crossbow for loading and whatnot. Proficient. Let's see something real quick. Let's see here. Ammunition, light loading. Yeah, it has a loading feature, which means I would have to... Okay, what does that mean again for loading? Yeah, shit. Alright, well, we're going to ignore the hand crossbow for now, unfortunately. Because they're in the water anyways and at close range, so they can't really take the time to load up the hand crossbow. So we only get 1 attack with the longsword, hopefully finishing off Marwena here. And we'll go ahead and make that attack. Base 17 definitely hits with a total of 22 here, and we have a total of 10 points of damage. And our bad guy, why did they... Oh man, that's really a weird update. It has been... Oh, I see. Unconscious rather than dead. Okay, we'll switch that to dead. I get it. Okay, interesting update that the games have made. Alright, so that means our captain is no longer grappled, so we will go ahead and get rid of the grappled effect. And then we will move on to Blagden here, who is last, well, really far away from Aberforth, who unfortunately is kind of out of the way now, as everyone's around here. Let's see here. What's he going to do? Quickest way to get to that Merrow is probably running. So he's going to take a mad dash over to this way, 30 feet to there, another 30 feet to here. And is trying to get to that other Merrow real easily. Yeah, he should be right here. There we go. So that is his turn, dashing over here to try and get to that last Merrow. And then we have Sleeps with Fish, or Sleeps in Fish. Okay, so here's the fun part. And I want to let you guys, you all let me know. Loading equals 1 attack per round. Yes, okay, that's what I figured with the weapon. Sleeps in Fish has the zoomies now. Now, when the Tabaxi moves on its turn in combat, it can double its speed until the end of the turn. Once it's used this ability. So technically we could go 30, 60, we could go 120 feet. Am I seeing this right with the feline agility? Because we can double its speed. Yeah, I think we could totally do that. I'm gonna do it. Let's get the zoomies going here. I think that's a funny idea. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do the zoomies. 15, 60 to 80. We're going to make a feline jump across here, easily accomplishing that. I think that's really fun and hilarious. To 120 feet to here. So here we go. Zoomies away. Pivots, jumps over, easily can jump that, no problem, and is on the deck next to the deck wizard and is close enough to make a nice short bow attack here through the trees and whatnot. So let's go ahead and make 2 short bow attacks. Attack number 1 is going to be a base 2, unfortunately misses, and attack number 2 is going to be a base 5 and misses again. Probably exhausted from all those zoomies and just running away like that. Alright, that is the end of Sleeps and Fish's turn, as they've made the zoomies. See, the Shallow Priest wouldn't have been that bad, true. And we go on to Aberforth here. This is the end of round 3, and Aberforth is looking around, is wounded, is outnumbered. We're going to be starting the top of round 4, and is going to probably take its time to get away now. It's time to go. So, Aberforth is definitely making that decision because it's kind of pointless at this point. So they're going to go ahead and go underneath the water here and start to escape. So let's see. Movement wise, they're under the water 20 feet to there. We'll say another 40 feet to there. And then they're going to try and slink past into open waters here. So let's see here. 40 feet to there and another... Oh, can we get... Oh, wow. We can do 80 feet all the way over to here. And they swim off, basically off to the end of the map. We will, for the fun of it, roll one more D100 since we're at the end of round 3 here. And see what happens. So, as I'm still only seeing 7 lakes on the stream at the moment, we will go, once again, do a... What was it? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, a 94 to 100. We are going high here. All right. And that's going to be a 38. And sadly, our encounter, our third option, does not trigger for this as Aberforth swims off, rescuing itself from being defeated like the other 2 Merrow companions with him were. And that is the end of our combat here, folks. The pirates are successful. The pirate first mate and the wizard both get back up onto land, or up onto the deck here. We'll say... You know, just for the fun of it, let's go ahead and bring our Bugbear around. And we'll go ahead and zip underneath that building, kind of jumps around there, comes around to the side, and meets up with everyone, and is thoroughly exhausted. Oh, right, yeah, no dash to attack. Well, missed anyways. I totally forgot that part. Yeah, because I did dash. Whoops. Oh, well. It's a weird day. It's been a weird day, and I've been out of this for so long. So yes, thank you, ELG, for that one. +1 inspiration to you for totally catching me on that slip. All right, and that's the end of our encounter here. Regardless of the, of our Tabaxi here getting in a second attack, or 2 attacks that they shouldn't have, missed anyway, so that was good to see. We end here with our pirates being successful. So let's go ahead and take a look and end the poll. And we had 56% of you voting for the Merrows, 33% of you voting for the Pirate Boys, and 11% of you voting for secret option number 3. Sadly, secret option 3 didn't get a chance to trigger. If we had gone low, we totally would have had something going on there. Next time I will have a couple more polls going on to have some more fun with this. So if you come back next time, make sure to get your ideas ready if you want to vote low or high on how the dice are going to play out. So that is the end here. We have our pirates successfully defending themselves and their pirate captain. What was his name there? Oh yeah, it's not going to help me that. I can't really see it that well. Captain Thorley the Banished, and he is still banished for whatever reason. You are a pirate. All right, folks, on to the business now. Thank you all so much for watching. The battle, or the virtual tabletop of choice here, is Foundry VTT. I absolutely love Foundry. I stepped away from Roll20 after many years of annoyances with that and found my way to Foundry and absolutely love it. I highly recommend it and would totally suggest anyone looking for a virtual tabletop to go with Foundry. It's a one-time purchase. You make your money back within 3 to 6 months compared to other tabletops that make you pay a service for their higher features that you get for free here. And yeah, lots and lots of different features that are fantastic here. The map is by Chainpeku. You can find them at patreon.com/Chainpeku, and you can back them for all their battle maps and scenes and whatnot. They have a whole bunch of different things going on, which is fantastic. The music is by Imperial Forces. That is a free feature here, a resource on YouTube. You can find them. I'm pretty sure I have it in the link in the description below. And then most of the names here were by fantasynamegenerator.com. Our Tabaxi's name was by Hair Doctor. And then 2 of the tokens were also by Hair Doctor. Sleeps and Fish and Pearson were tokens that he had created, made 3D, and graciously let me use for this battle encounter. So that is pretty much it. I think that's everything we got for the business here. So as always, I'd like to thank Hair Doctor, Germinator, Evil Lord Gravy, let's see here. Who else was in there? Lucan. There you go. Lucan and Ian Revick. Thank you all so much for joining. And thanks to everyone else that had liked the video to help increase the odds of the third party for coming in. And yeah, you guys are amazing. Anyone else that watches this later on, you are also amazing. And this is me, Andrew, as always, asking the question, are your encounters even rated? Thank you all so much for watching. And I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. We may or may not be on. Just kind of watch for any alerts of whether or not we'll be live streaming the Pathfinder 2nd Edition Adventures into the Abomination Vaults. That's been a lot of fun. So much enjoyment going on there. And yes, I will see you all, if not tomorrow, I will see you guys next week for another episode of Monster vs. Monster. Take care, folks, and have a great rest of your day.